Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You've reached the Boho Info Show. And today we're going to be talking about, I had plans of talking about other things in the dialect here of different events happening. But today I felt it was important that we talk about the situation down there in Miami. Now, many of you might have seen many things on your local TV on it. But we're going to discuss some of that, plus more what they're not discussing, I guess, on air yet. And some interesting possibilities and maybe connections where you guys are going to connect the dots and do your own research. So stay tuned. Make sure you get a piece of paper and a tablet to write your notes down. You can always reload and revamp my show at any point in time. And take everything we say with a grain of salt, do your own research, but we will provide links throughout the show on certain things, besides give you other areas where you can look. And then also, too, we make no claims on anything, so, whether medically or otherwise. So we are just discussing our topics like I always do with my commentary or my opinion. And we're stationed here in Florida, and so we're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned. Here we go, and make sure you guys share my channel with other people. We're going to be talking about that homesteading in Heartland. We're going to be talking about that possibility as well. So stay tuned. But I think I found some really, really interesting information that no one has uncovered yet on any news network yet, or any YouTube station, or even anything on TV yet. So, and this is just my surface research. Imagine if I really went down that rabbit hole on it, right? So, all right. So let's get going here. So this is the current update right now out of Miami. There's 4 passing with 159 now missing. It seems like the numbers keep climbing to how many's missing in that rubble. So this was updated 17 minutes ago from Miami. It is right now almost 1 o'clock Eastern Central Time. And basically they're saying they still got rescue teams out there. From what I'm hearing, local news-wise, FEMA and other agencies are out there. So here it is. I'm going to recap a little bit. It says rescue crew continuing to search through the rubble for survivors after a 12-story oceanfront condo tower partially collapsed on Surfside, just north of Miami Beach, which is the portions of Champlain Tower south, and crumbling faces into the ocean. It says, if any of my viewers out there might know anybody that has lived in those towers, there is a phone number here I'm highlighting in blue. Write that down. You can always stop my video or show at any point in time and go into it after I post the video on it or the show in my Twitter. So that is a number you call if you got relatives down there, okay? It says anyone who lives in that tower ask to complete a wellness check form. And it will help keep track of tenants and all this stuff. And so, it says how will shower and thunderstorms, affect the Surfside collapse? Now, why are they worried about thunder showers? Is it because they have a flooding problem? Well, we all know from past USGS reports that Miami's been sinking. And they've got massive amounts of different sinkholes. Yes, that's a possibility. I haven't heard yet that they brought down USGS to survey anything in Miami. Maybe they'll take my 2 cents worth and maybe bring someone down there to basically do an assessment of all of Miami to see if it's feasible for any more building to be constructed down there. Because here's the thing. Florida's made up, and you guys know I'm stationed in Florida, but many of you guys know that Florida is based of limestone and sand. And there's something that they call it, which is called silicification. And basically, if the sandstone is not sound, or limestone, I'm sorry, if it's not sound, it can solidify. And what happens is the ground sinks. If the more pressure you put on that ground, the more it will sink. And that's exactly what's going to be happening in Miami. The problem is you got all these elites making the vital mistake of doing mass construction on levels that are more than 4 or 5 high. And that is producing enough stress structure on the USGS land of all of Miami and the eastern area, from the tip of Miami all the way up to like Fort Lauderdale, Melbourne area, that's actually creating a stress fracture, possibly in the actual land and stuff like that. There is reports that there's all kinds of sinkholes. There was one roughly about 200 yards from that actual condo in the middle of an intersection where a sinkhole was developing and actually opening up, and they cannot allow any traffic through there. Also, way before all this, there was also a bridge collapse in Little Havana. Some of you know about that. If you don't, you can research all that. But at the same time, too, about, I think it was 2 to 4 weeks ago, there was also testing done military-wise for a 4,000-pound BBB that triggered a 3.9. Now, some of the reports back then said that it did register a 3.9 just off the testing. Here's my thing. If any military operations are happening of any sort from any country, let alone our own, off into the Atlantic, and it creates a shockwave because there is a fault line in the middle of the Atlantic, okay, and it upset that to cause a shockwave of 3.9. You can hear actual reports. Now, I'm not saying this is the culprit, okay, but you can hear reports in the eyewitnesses that came out of this structure failure that they felt the ground shaking before the actual collapse. It was like 30 seconds before. So to me, that sounds like a triggering that a minor earthquake of a 3.9 may have hit off the coast into the Atlantic. I haven't checked my USGS report on that yet. Prior to this collapse, and being that Miami is loaded with sinkholes, and that it has limestone and also the sand, it could actually 3.9 or even higher could solidify anything in Florida and sink it. Okay, so that's just, an idea. I'm not saying it happened. I don't have verification. That's what it was. I did not check USGS if they had a prior earthquake to this yet. It's something yet I'm going to still work on, and I'll come back to a later report on. Now, the other thing is, whenever they, and I'm going to go through, well, you guys know what this is, but okay, I'm going to give you this, but I'm going to talk more about, all right, for those who don't have an update, I'm going to give you the update on this. Give me a minute here, and I will give you this as I'm talking. All right. So here is the link to the current Miami situation on this condo situation. You guys can read it while I'm talking or whatever you want to do. But yeah, there's several people in there still caught underneath it and so on and so forth. And what I think is kind of interesting is there's some interesting connections to this. Here's an example. They give you a timeline. Like right here at 12:30, the shower and thunderstorm, and they were searching for the building collapse and all this stuff. And the rain chance then dropped to 20 to 30% on Friday night, and it picked up again over the weekend, right? Then it says here, a former Beach Elementary PE teacher, wife among Surfside missing at 12:20 a.m., asleep in her bed at 6 a.m. Thursday. Let's say Beach Commissioner Fortuna Smuggler, husband awakened, told her about the Surfside condo collapse, and a little later found the parents of a childhood friend missing in the rubble. And I guess this is the child friends or whatever. Okay, and then here it says here, the Democratic candidate for Governor Nikki Fried stopped at Surfside at 9:37 a.m. The agricultural commissioner and Democrat candidate of Governor Nikki Fried visit Surfside late Thursday night. She was in South Florida Thursday night to meet families of gun violence victims and later attended a campaign fundraiser at Pompano Beach. Okay, there's timelines here. And it says, photo posted on Twitter Friday showed that Fried embarrassed at embracing Miami-Dade Mayor Danelle Levine Cava and looked out over the rubble nearly over the pool deck. So, yeah. Why all of a sudden are the Democrats coming to this kind of I'm going to say any Democrat coming to a situation like this of a supposedly building collapse when they can't even get to the south border? Why do they care? You see what I'm saying? That raises question. You should be asking questions. You should question it. Okay. 34. Stress that all the numbers are only fluid, so they're not concrete, on that. Now here's a picture, and for those who've seen pictures from the Middle Eastern countries that had some kind of W over there, okay, you know what I'm talking about, and the buildings came down by some kind of situation. Doesn't that look familiar? Okay, I'm just going to pose that question. So far, they haven't found any additional survivors since Thursday morning. You can go to Danelia Levine Cava on Twitter. I guess she's posting updates and everything that's happening down there right now. So, yeah, it is what it is, right? All right, so let's get into something else, other things that can raise a question on this. Anytime that you guys see on your TV any names, I don't care if it's for a fire chief, a police officer, any people coming from any branches of our government, to investigators, to the owner or manager of that condo or anything else, write it all down and research it. Here's what I found. The whole condo association there, or whatever, the ownership of it, is from Knight Trade Group, Inc. Knight Trade Group, Inc. Okay. Now, when you research that, for some reason, it doesn't pop up. Usually when it's something like that of some kind of investment, that tells me that this might be a tax haven investment. Okay. That's kind of my red flag thing. But on top of it, they keep talking about in this one interview, and you'll see it, there was a guy that said he was walking his dog and he felt 30 seconds before the building went down an earth shaking. The earth was shaking. Okay, so that was like an eyewitness thing. But here's the thing. You're going to get conflicting reports. This actually, I think, could be an FF. Okay. Also, look into the names when they said that people are missing. Like, I've been finding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Paraguayan nationals missing. They were living there. Some were plastic surgeons. Others were regular doctors, orthopedic doctor. Then we have Sofia Lopez Monica, which was a stepsister of the Paraguayan president. So this is high profile in my book for questioning that it could be political targets. And I'm just saying possibly. Because these are well-to-do people. And if you remember here in the article up here, it said, where was it here? Let me go back up here. Right here. Democratic candidate for governor Nikki Fried stopped at Surfside at 9:37 on what day? Late Thursday night. Right? I'm just saying, there's already political ties without me even going down the rabbit hole, because we got one politician there. Now, here's the thing that people don't realize. 360 scoping area of this condo, whether you guys know it or not, part of the Trump family owns another area of condo, and it was actually a place where I believe it was, let me look at my notes here. Where is it here? Hang on. Well, anyway, Kushner. Kushner has a condo about a block away from this actual collapse. So to me, this is a political kind of situation, connection. Not saying that he's connected or anything, but saying that if there was Paraguayan nationals there and Argentinians, meaning a lot of South American political influence type people living there, I believe this is connected. And why would a Democrat come visit this place? Because of the connections to the politicalness maybe in South America. I haven't totally fully investigated it, but it's a high possibility. Also too, if we look in certain videos like this here, and you guys seen the map, okay, and I know you've probably seen this video on your television, but I'm going to play it out a little bit here. Okay, for the structure, the way it fell, to me, that looks like it was either a target or a demolition. And since nobody heard any kind of like incoming artillery, I guess you'd say, coming into that building, then to me it sounds like a detonation situation. All right. So anyway, I want to show you that. And then there's something else in his stuff here, which I'm going to give you the link to. Oh, okay, yes. This is what I wanted to show you. Now, this is from the Middle Eastern kind of place, okay? And when you listen to their target, because this is live news over in that region, you can actually hear artillery hitting the building and exploding. And there was no sound when, you know, this building came down, right? No sound at all, right? So you're like, okay, well, if there wasn't no sound, then what could it have been, you know? What could it have been, you know? So that's why I'm looking at it, that it was either some kind of silent, maybe possible weapon thing, maybe, I don't know, which we'll discuss in a little bit, or it could have been, like I say, it just basically going down into the ground because the ground is soft. We're going to look at and explore a lot of possibilities here. Or it could have been actual detonation. Why? Maybe to collect the insurance. If you look back into Bilberg, the one that wanted to run for, I think, president back when he had his construction fraud investigation on one of his buildings, there is construction failure due to the construction company and stuff like that. This could be, you know, a situation where either there was an outstanding debt on the building and they were going to collect on it, maybe, or that they're collecting on insurance on it, or they're trying to sell the real estate of it. You know what I'm saying? There's many things you got to question on this. And I'm just placing it as a total FF because of everything, you know. But like I say, if you add up all the information on it with other stuff that's happening in the area, it seems like Miami is always having a major situation happening, whether it's a building collapse or a bridge collapsing or some kind of politicalness is happening or some major situation is being banged or whatever, you know. Not saying it's an angel city, that's for sure. But the guy that actually eyewitnessed the situation 30 seconds before the actual blowout on the building his name was Nicholas Balboa. He was an actual person that eyewitnessed it. As you can search for your videos, you can put in that name. You'll probably pop it up in your search engine. But Nicholas Balboa, he witnessed while walking his dog was a 30-minute shake before the building came down. Usually, why would the building shake? To me, that sounds like detonation. Now, if it was a detonation situation, okay, this could be politically motivated, being that there was political affiliates living there from other countries, okay? And that would be then what? An inside job, which will be what? You know what? Deep state. So that's also on my high list right there. Because once you start researching all the names, if you guys are going to be good researcher team with me, okay, you need to look at all the names on any news report. Not the reporter that's given the news necessarily, but the people they interview, get their names on everything. If the people are speaking at a podium, get their names. Research everyone. Because you can't trust anything anymore. You got to question everything. And the corruption could be connected with even the smallest person, which could be the fire chief or which could be something else. I mean, you know, it just, you know, you can't even fathom the possibilities. Also, too, let me look here on my notes. What I found was interesting was there was a man that they called Martinescocky, which was a CEO and executive director of PC Edge Foundation, which also Lev Parnas was also a part of. Now, if you guys don't know who this Lev Parnas is, it's Levparnas. You can research him, okay? But he has some very, very interesting ties and background and reverse money trail situations. And the other one, according to some of the, how do I say it, military expertise people, are saying that this was done by DEW. For those who don't know what DEW is, that's a direct energy weapon. Now, if this is let's just say, okay, just you know, go with me on this. But let's just say the owners, since we can't find any history on their Night Trade Group Inc., unless you go to the big pyramid of, you know, that research on information on stuff, you'll find out why I'm putting this on a kind of a alert, okay, is because there's some, you know, there's been different kinds of operations happening. And behind our backs, a lot of it's not shown on TV or you're not going to even hear about it. Is this part of cleaning the swamp? I don't know. It could be. Is it maybe connecting the Democrats? Probably. Because here's my thing. If a Democrat visits a certain condo complex that has foreigners from a South American country where a lot of their migrants are coming up here to the south border, that shows me the triangle of corruption right there alone. Raises high suspicion. Okay? Especially when they don't want to go down to the south border to help any of the kids and anything else down there. Okay? So I'm going to give you this other link right now, and I want you to listen to this. I'm going to put the link in here because this might kind of sum up a little bit of that situation. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. What I need you to do, if you're going to go to that link, I put a special thing in there. You have to go to that. If you go to that link, you have to go to the 1 hour and 5 second mark about what I'm going to show you.
It was 11 days ago that I did a broadcast the day after he had been found dead, shot by himself dead in his home. And again, within hours of being found dead in his home, they were saying that Christopher Sign had killed himself, just like Breitbart died of a heart attack 2 hours after he was in the hospital. Well, they never say that. They didn't say that. The media lied. He had information, a video reportedly of Hillary Clinton doing absolutely horrible things. I talked to Eric Mueller. Mancow Mueller was good friends with him, talked to him every day. They hung out all the time when Mancow was out in L.A. He said, no, man, they might kill me. They're after me. They're following me, but screw them. Breitbart did not kill himself. So you ask why Matt Drudge finally bowed out. Well, I mean, they're probably threatening to kill him. I don't know.
Now, I want you to see something a minute. For those who may or may not follow the Q thing,
Work.
Give me a minute. Let me see if I can find it.
John McAfee's dead.
Hang on.
But the globalists sue me and mess with.
There was a book in there. I think it was Tarmac.
For food. How'd you know they're
want
that war with us? To execution. And maybe that's what we deserve. Be killed.
Hang on.
From the Clintons. Because they exposed Loretta Lynch, the head of the Justice Department and the FBI, all having a corrupt meeting on the tarmac and lying about it all. That basically finally brought down the Clintons partially.
Say, is this part of the tarmac thing? You know, that's in Miami? I don't know.
They've been waiting for a green light time to go offensive. I talked about canaries in the coal mine. His execution is a message to everybody. And I would expect to see a lot of these killings now. He was definitely murdered, in my view. You know, they'll tell you not to say that. All right, we'll be right back. Wow, the same background, even same shirt I was wearing 11 days ago. It's funny how things work in where the federal president thinking he had billions in Bitcoin or some other crypto.
All right, hang on a minute. I'm trying to find the right area, guys. Give me a minute here. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to give you this update. Not saying that the condo thing is connected to this guy. I just wanted to give you an update on the John thing. You can go look into Twitter on that. There's some interesting new twists and things happening with that. All right, let me see if I can go back to where I had this. No, give me a minute here. Goodness sakes. Give me a minute. Anyway, you'll have to find it in the link that I gave you for this here, because in there he did say something that there is a possibility they're going to be, you know, whacking off political foreigners or connections and things, so it doesn't expose a lot of the corruption that's happening beyond what we're seeing. Okay, I'll put it in layman's terms that way the best I can. But you guys go to that link and check out, I forgot where. I thought it was at the 1 minute and 5 second mark, but it could have been before or after that. But yeah, so anyway, I've got some names here, like I say, on this to check out. Lady Luna Villa, She's a Paraguayan national, Sofia Lopez Monica, which is also same thing, but she's also like the stepsister of Paraguay's president there. Louis Patern Gill and Dr. Brad Coheen, which the doctor is an orthopedic surgeon. And I guess maybe they were gay, they were married, they were adopting a girl. And that girl's, I guess, caught up in the stuff. But again, Paraguay there. Andres Galfasakini, believe that one is coming from Paraguay, or no, from Argentina, and he was a plastic surgeon. So is this where we were hearing about, are they part of the cloning program? Many of you guys probably heard the cloning program of how they kill somebody and then all of a sudden make another person of that same thing and utilize them for something else. It's part of some of the deep secrets, I guess, for underground tunneling systems and everything else, bases and etc. and so on. They're all over the states. They're not just in the United States, but they're in other world governments and stuff like that. And it would make sense why they would do a target on these two surgeons, being that they would control, or not control, but be involved with that cloning program. And remember all the kids on the south border, right? So yeah, just think about that. Plus all the regular people coming in illegally. Well, a perfect cloning program, right? Okay. I'm just throwing out, the what ifs, the things that question, things you have to question other than the surface stuff, for those people who are saying, oh, it was done by the sinkhole, or oh, it was done by, something else, or solidification or whatever. All right. And then also too, I have, check out the police chief. His name is Rade, and then Jadahala. I think it's Roddy, Raide Jadallah. Check out that spelling and check out his background and what his belief is. Is he a Jew? Is he Christian? Is he, from the middle countries? Where is he from? Also, Mayor Charles Burkett, that was the Miami's mayor down there. Check that out. Because all this smells of like some kind of political assassinational kind of thing, maybe, or some kind of cutting off the strings to the connections to the Democrat. It's like always it seems like, and you know how I see patterns on things, and I've just given my opinion throughout my shows on stuff. But it just seems like there's always a connection somehow to some Democrat or foundation or some kind of secret thing, right? That happens to be what it is, right? So, is a possibility there? Why would a Democrat come to this place unless they actually know someone? And if they didn't know anyone, why would they still come to that place? And the reason why I raised the questioning on that and the red flag is the same thing as why haven't any of our Democrats gone to the south border to see how these kids are living and the deplorable conditions that are happening? Even though they don't know anybody. Why? If they can go visit a rich person, why can't they go, and there may be Spanish influence or not, I don't know. But if they can go visit someone at a condo, why can't they go to the south border? What connections is going on there? See what I'm saying? So anyway, this is just surface news stuff that I have found that no other news anchor person anywhere or YouTube land found, that I think that we need to talk about and discuss. Even if it's an FF, sometimes there's a pattern for that FF to distract us from another event to happen. Is this just a test for something else? Could be. You never know. You know what I mean? But anyway, it raises some questions. And what got me is when I found the actual location, it's on the east side of Florida off of A1A. And then that area is an actual island. You know what I'm saying? It could be a possibility that there's some action going on military-wise in the Atlantic that caused a minor earthquake too, and the disturbance of a minor earthquake to cause rattling and shaking. But also think about this. Can a direct energy weapon do the same thing? Maybe. Right? So think about it. Anyway, let me see if there's any questions here. So why do you have UFO tag in there, lady? Because we do talk about UFO stuff as well as one of our subjects on many topics that we talk about. Homestead says sinkholes, new Navy map. Yes, I'm aware of that. And here's the thing, Homestead, as we move on axle on our Earth and change, so does all the continents as well. And if the continent shifts, let's say a continent is made on sandstone or limestone, and it shifts on sand, of course, what's going to happen? You're going to have sinkholes, or you're going to have it sinking. That's just part of how the Earth works. Let's see. Also, it says, let's see, you need to watch live post of last night on magnification of blood, basically. It had first mammo yesterday and sign on the door that technicians say she's now magnetic. Yes, I can understand that. Here's the thing. Go shopping. Go in. And this question was from Homestead in Heartland. Go to the store and take a nice high power magnet and put it on your meat. See what meat is magnetized. If your meat is magnetized at the supermarket, don't buy it. Buy something else. Because right now they're fortifying our meat with stuff in it as well that will magnetize your body on top of it. And being that if you get a CAT scan or x-ray, any CRT kind of scan, stuff like that, that intensifies the magnetism in your body. It's kind of like hitting an asteroid against your body or something. You know, I mean, I don't know how to bluntly say something, but it is what it is, I guess. Plus also the food. Watch your food, you know, if your food's magnetic as well. Let's see. Randy says, hi, Randy. Let's see. Add all. Why do you, okay, we already answered your question. Yeah, I do. I got it. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Who else has got a question? If you guys got questions, I'm answering them right now in live chat. Let's see. Who else? DN. Anyone else have blurry screen? DN, you can always reload your picture. I've got clear at my end. Let's see. Sweet savory words. Did you see the flashes? Yes. Let me go back to that picture and we can. I've examined the flashes myself. That's why I'm kind of suspicious of detonation. And here's my thing where if I've got kind of like a military thing maybe that said they're looking at where it was the DEW, direct energy weapon. That could have been hit off the shores, right? And then if they had a detonation on that building, it would have actually made it, you know, come down and stuff, right? So, yeah. And the eyewitness did say there was 30 seconds before the actual building coming down. So, you know, yeah, let's go to that, shall we? Let's see here. Let me see if I can get to the beginning of that. Hang on. And I'm just borrowing this guy's video because he happened to be in here because I didn't want to, you know. All right. So let's go. Yep. So, okay. So you see a white flash here on top, here and here. That is your electrical. That's your currents running through your building, and it's high voltage. What I saw when this building, before it went down, there was in the window right over here, and then there was 2 flashes over here before the actual building went down. So to me, that could have been the actual DEW maybe hitting those areas, direct energy weapon hitting those areas. and bouncing off electrical situation to make the implosion, or it was the actual implosion where it was like maybe you're feeding wire to it maybe, and it went towards the building, and then the explosives were maybe in the other building that went down. I don't know, because I don't know. I'm not a thing on that. I don't know anything about that part. I'm just thinking the possibilities of that. But yeah, I saw the flashes there. And then let's see what else here. All right. And then let's see what else here. Okay, Sweet Savory Words says, go to Emergency Management and look at the special report. There are flashes that go off before the building collapsed. Yes, that's what I just reviewed. That's why my suspicions are that this was a possible DEW, and it was done with possible detonations. And to me, since I did like an investigation to show where, if there was any history on the actual Night Trade Group Inc., which is the owners of that whole building and the property, I couldn't find anything, which runs suspicious with me. At the same time, also was trying to run the Edge of Foundation, PC Edge of Foundation, and nothing came up on that. So to me, it sounds like we've got two tax havens that were kind of covered, and maybe they're wanting to possibly collect insurance on the whole 9 yards, plus sell the real estate. I haven't gone down far enough down that rabbit hole yet to check any of that, but I'll have to do that at a later time and check on that as well. Let's see what else here. Okay, Homestead says, I checked all meat and it wasn't. Okay, well, that's good. Then eat your meat. I don't care. Whatever, do your thing, you know. Let's see. Homestead and Heartland. I should do a video on detoxing for all this. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Detox would be a good video. Let's see. Sweet Savory says, I try pulling up laptop screen towards you. Oh, try pulling your laptop screen towards me. Well, that's my camera's like small, so I'm limited for funds. I don't have funds. Okay, let's see. He has an excellent video too. Okay, and then also Sweet Savory says it was a Jewish neighborhood. Yes, that's what I heard. That's what I heard, and that's why I said that where the location of this was roughly where Kushner, which is also Jewish, lives 1 block away from the condo. Plus other members of Trump family live around in that area, or have relatives or connections of the family, I guess, living in that area from what I'm hearing and stuff. So yeah, we're going to stay on top of this and check it out. And I think it's a good topic for discussion, because even if it is an FF and they're trying to steer us away from another event, being that this is so severe and the way the connections are to other similarities of things is enough to distract someone from maybe a bigger event yet to come. So always keep your head on a swivel, and your surroundings 360 degrees around you, because you never know. This might be just a test, to steer us in another direction, that they're going to try to do something in another direction with. You know what I mean? So yeah, but stay tuned. I'll post this show over into my Twitter land, and we'll get back with you guys as we research more of this, of what we found. Okay. So for now, that's it. We'll see you soon. Okay. This is Baho with the info. We're over and out.